What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the TheEZConvo. I'm Zaid. I'm here with my co-host Emmanuel Bird. Today, we're joined by the co-owner of the Talk of the Town, KC, a very well-known and consistent face in the broadcasting world in the Kansas City area.
I am beyond honored to introduce our guest this evening, Mr. Titus Holmes. Like Zaid had mentioned, Titus has worked with numerous partners in the Kansas City broadcasting area, or in the Kansas City broadcasting space. My apology, Titus. Um, as we had mentioned, he is a co-partner to Talk of the Town KC. Titus also does work with ESPN for the Kansas City Chiefs and has done work with the Big 12 as well. Titus is most notably known for his work with UMKC's Root TV, where he does mostly play by play analysis and daily sports news. Like Zayd had said, he is a very consistent face in the broadcasting world of Kansas City, and we're beyond honored to have him today. Titus, my brother, we hope this is an easy conversation for you.
I appreciate y'all. I really do appreciate y'all letting me come and talk on the easy combo. Hopefully, it's real easy and smooth. Appreciate you.
Sir.
Hey, it's gonna be easy for here. The intro is the hardest part usually, so we got through
All right,
that.
we're smooth now. We're chilling.
All right, Ty. So it's start pretty simple, man. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you're from and kind of what you're about.
For sure, man. I'm born and raised in Kansas City, but I like to always introduce myself by my solid foundation is in Jesus Christ. I'm a firm believer that God has a plan for everyone, and I'm a witness of his ministry working through a child's life going through the steps. So born and raised in Kansas City, I went to Winnetonka High School where I played basketball. Played basketball. My through freshman through senior year, transitioned to college. I played State Fair. I played at State Fair JUCO in Sedalia, Missouri. Three guys went D1. One's at Robert Morris, North Florida, and Norfolk State. So those are my guys out there. Shout out for them. And then that's when I made the transition to ball stopped bouncing at some point, man. We can't hoop forever. We things just happen, and so that's when I transitioned to UMKC, where I'm doing my broadcasting thing, and a lot of doors are open with that opportunity. So that's why I'm glad where I'm at, and everything happens for a reason. I'm just happy to be a part of the journey.
Very cool.
Yes, sir. Titus, we're more than excited to hear about your experiences and your work that you continue to do in the broadcasting world. But I have to ask, what are some of those personal experiences that you've had in the Kansas City sports community, and how have they shaped what you view about them right now?
Kansas City got some talent, man. Kansas City is one of the most underrated cities in America, if you ask me. But my background, me and my friend Emmanuel, we play for A16 Hoops. That's my background for AU team. Lots of good players, man. I could go on, list goes on, but that was cool. And going to Winnetonka was a North Kansas City school district. So with that school district, it has some of the best talent in Kansas City. I still think to this day, but back then, you did not want to see any of the NKC school teams. I tell you that much because trust me, you was either gonna get 50 ball or it was gonna lose by 20. It was no in between. You was getting blown out. So that was kind of my background growing up in Kansas City, man. I'm just truly blessed to really grow up with those friends and family to make those connections I still have to this day in Kansas City.
Very cool.
And sorry, Zed, to cut you off. Titus, would you say that some of those experiences now have kind of catapulted you into the space that you're in now, which we'll get into here soon? But um, what were those experiences like for you, seeing the level of talent that you have throughout your years as a competitive athlete, not only in football, or not only in basketball, my apologies, but football as well, and
Mhm.
baseball, things like that.
So that's a great question. With that, it just it comes all life always comes full circle. You know what I'm saying? So with it just can you repeat the question one more time so I can give you a solid answer?
Yeah, no, 100%. The base of the question is just those experiences and a lot of the athletes growing up that you saw in the Kansas City area. How have those experiences, knowing those athletes, being one of those athletes, and then um, multiple sports as well, how has that kind of shaped how you see the Kansas City sports world now?
Got you. But like I said, I am appreciative to be growing up in Kansas City with lots of talent. First of all, it gave me the confidence to be comfortable and confident in who I am as not only as a person but as an athlete. That people around me they mess with me. They're cool with me. So it's like these are the same people I'm chasing the same goals, the same scholarships, the same championships to get to, and we're all competitive. You know what I'm saying? We're all trying to be great. So that's why I'm appreciative for 816 Hoops. I'm appreciative for going to North Kansas City School District. I'm appreciative for all that. But then, little do I know, that's why God always has a plan for everyone. It transitions to what I'm doing now with Talk of the Towns. With, like you said, it's not just basketball, it's football. Just to create a community and let people know what Kansas City really is about. There's so much talent in here, and there's so much under the radar things because they don't get recognized by the prep hoops and the Metro Sports, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So it's good to just recognize the key points and the underrated aspects of Kansas City and their talent, their people. They have great people around the community, and to just show what Kansas City really about. It's really been a privilege. We'll talk about town so far. We're just getting started.
For sure. And so you played basketball in high school. You did a year in college, and then where are you at school? You're at UMKC right now, is that
Yes,
correct?
sir. I'm at UMKC.
And what's your are you studying communications and broadcasting? Is that kind of around the
Communication and journalism. I'm going to get a minor in business this upcoming semester.
very cool? And I guess you kind of touched on it a little bit with kind of what you're doing with the talk of the town, giving the Kansas City area some recognition. But kind of what maybe explain to us what was your kind of pull towards getting into broadcasting as a whole?
For sure, for sure. So when I was at State Fair, it was a journey, man. I was a walk on. I had no scholarship. I went to the tryout with coach. He said, "Hey, you can come if you want. If you don't, we cool." So it was like I'm taking a risk. I'm betting on myself, and I'm happy. At first, it didn't even go well. This is why I think my journey's so cool. At first, I wasn't even on the roster. I wasn't on part of the squad. I would literally go to the gym and watch them practice. But coach kind of seen I was dedicated to the game of basketball, and he was like, "Hey, come practice with us." As soon as I got a couple practices in, I got my own jersey, got my own travel suit. I got to travel with the team, so it was a blessing. It doesn't always go as we expected, but it goes perfect to what is in store for us. So with that, it was just like, we gotta make something happen. You gotta continue moving on. Life goes on. So after State Fair, it was like I don't want to keep risking. I'm not really making a lot of money down there. I don't want to keep trying to make some out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, sure, but it's like let's try and put myself in a successful position for the long term run. And being at Sedalia wasn't the best option at that point. So that's when I had to make that transition to broadcast. I had love for sports. I still love basketball. I still wanted to be around it. I just couldn't play it. So what's the next best thing? Broadcasting it, talking about it, interviewing about it, reporting on it. And so that's what I did at UMKC. My first day there, I spoke to Professor Stephen Krasky. He got me into Root News, and that's when I started doing a regular reporting. And then as I got into regular reporting, we went to St. Louis for Missouri Broadcasting Association, and we went down there and we went to the St. Louis Cardinal game. We got to see him broadcast, and then that's when it was like, oh, like I can do this. So what me and Zach did at UMKC, we went to the Summit League Championship. I actually have a banner right here. Let me pull it up. The Summit League.
We love,
This is the
we love visual representation. Visual representation.
this is the Missouri Broadcast Association we went to, and then this is the Summit League championship uh, thing that allowed us in. So that was cool. We got to broadcast teams like Omaha, UMKC, South Dakota, and we got to literally Oral Roberts. We got to do the play-by-play for those schools and just allow them to thrive and keep being successful.
Awesome. And Titus, you kind of touched on it here in your last statement, but kind of to expand on that, with my next question is, what was your first real opportunity in broadcasting? But to really piggyback off of that question, how did that propel you into how you feel about it now and transitioning from being an athlete to now analyzing the athletes that are now playing? How did that give you that confidence that, okay, this is something I can do?
So my first for real opportunity was the Summit League play by play. It was like that was the first time I went and did like play by play and was like, this is like you're there's no school, like you're not being supervised. This is like it's like a job at this point. You know what I'm saying? This is what you signed up for. And can you repeat the second half of that question so I can answer it clearly?
Yeah, and the second part to that question was really just where did you find that confidence in yourself while being at that Summit League tournament to say, broadcasting is not only something that I enjoy, but it's something that I can be very, very successful in.
It came with time. At first when we try something new, we're always kind of shaky, we're kind of doubting ourselves, but that's what comes with repetition. Like with basketball, when we work on our midi pull up multiple over and over and over, it comes with confidence. Our post up work, our step back threes, whatever work we put in, it shows to the results. And that's what it was with broadcasting. We did things at UMKC first, and then when it came down to the real deal at the Summer League Championship in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, we went there and we made it happen. We had a lot of viewership. We had a lot of positive feedback, not only from fans, UMKC fans, but also from the university as well. So it was like, if people around the community are supporting this, I have a chance. I have an opportunity. I'm not trash at it if people are giving me positive feedback. So it's like I can definitely. It gave me the confidence, and then two, it was like a stepping stone. It was like, oh, like I'm actually doing what I said I would do at State Fair, transitioning to actually broadcasting the games, doing play by play, doing those analysis. It was like, oh, I'm in this position. So like, I wonder what else I can do. Let's continue trying to move forward. And then that's when the Big 12 Media Day came, and we're reporting with PJ Haggerty, with Darren Peterson, with Jerome Tang, and just guys like that. So it's a blessing and a great opportunity.
And kind of touch on you kind of touched on it earlier when you were describing, your time when you played basketball. Seemed like a very hardworking, dedicated dude. And I'm sure a lot of that transitions to kind of, how you attack this broadcasting stuff you got going on too right now. I
Right.
guess kind of what skills do you possess in the broadcasting realm that you feel like separates yourself from others?
That's a great, great question. So with me, I had to develop a journalistic mind. If that makes sense. I had to like create a mindset to where it's not necessarily about me. It's now about other individuals. And what separates me from other individuals is I like to put myself last. We live in a world where everyone is so subconscious, and we think that we're the main character. That's just human nature, I feel like. But with me, I kind of flipped it and I like to make other people feel like they're in the spotlight, like they're the main character. So I developed a journalistic mindset to where I can ask them questions back to back to back to back to back, and then make them not only ask them questions, but make them feel comfortable opening it up to have like a open, heartfelt conversation, to make it not feel like an interview, but just like a one on one. Like, hey, how are you feeling? What's to it? How much work do you put in? And just things like that. It's more of putting myself second to make the person feel first, so we can have just a mutual understanding.
I really like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Titus, you and I are obviously great friends. So for those listening, and I'll give you the opportunity to touch more on what Talk of the Town represents and what it's
Sure.
doing for Kansas City now. But one of my favorite things about the Talk of the Town brand is not only what you guys are doing in the high school for sports, but how you guys have kind of dove into the middle schools as well and things like that.
Yep. Yep.
But and I'll give you a chance to touch on that here in a moment. But one of the questions I have for you before we transition, man, is what rivalries are you looking forward to? That not only for basketball this upcoming postseason, but maybe going into football season, soccer, baseball as well. What school rivalries have you kind of said to yourself like, man, I can't wait till those two schools go head to head?
Growing up in North Kansas City School District, there was some big teams. There was always Staley. There was always Oak Park had Corbett Allen and Caleb Estes, and then Northtown had a new coach. They had John Elfo. Shout out John. That's my dog. That's our dog. But growing up, it was the Staley, man. I always look forward to Staley and Liberty, man. If you know, you know. They have some big time players and some big time matchups. So growing up, now I'm in the position I am with talking with Towns, I definitely look forward to like a Staley versus NKC, North Kansas City rivalry, or like a Oak Park versus Winnetonka rivalry. Like those, it's almost like in the division of football. It's like AFC West. You have like the Chiefs versus Broncos matchups. They know each other's best movements. They know each other's plays. They know each other how they finna crash into each other. So with that, North Kansas City's school district with like Staley and North Kansas City, they're going to compete. They're going to battle hard. There's two coaches that want to win and have winning coaches, and they always bring in talent after talent each and every year. So growing up, it was definitely Staley versus Liberty, but now where I'm at now, it's definitely Staley versus Northtown or Oak Park versus Winnetonka. I love the rivalry, and it goes deep. It has a lot of history. Before I even went to that school, there was Caden Evans versus Jay, and then there was Kuyu versus like Jacob and Demarius. So it's just cool to to see it, be in it, and then see past it to the past kids growing up to it. So it's been a blessing.
Is the this might be a touchy question, but is the Kansas side or Missouri side got better hoops?
Ooh, that's a good one.
The
I'm gonna
answer.
go Missouri.
You know the
While we're
answer.
on the topic, while we're on the topic,
You know the answer.
I'm gonna say Missouri. I think even if we look at players D1 now, who we got a North Carolina, we got an Iowa guy, we got a couple Iowa guys that are from Missouri. But don't no disrespect to Kansas. Kansas got some ballers as well. I know one goes to I think Illinois, right? One goes to Illinois as a freshman down there.
hmm
So I'm
hmm
gonna go Missouri though, and I don't think it's close. If in the Missouri versus Kansas games, I feel like Missouri wins every game in the All Star. Am I wrong?
I will say my graduating class we did fall short to Kansas,
Ah,
but I won't use excuses, but I am taking the Missouri side when it comes to Hoopers. 10 out
thank
of 10
you.
times.
Zay, who you got? Who you got, Zay?
I don't know, man. There's a lot of good talent on both sides. I think when you guys start pulling from the St. Louis area too,
Ooh, see, you
on
gotta
the
even.
Missouri side, once you guys get to the, I'm just saying, once you guys get to the state tournament and stuff, you guys do have some pretty good people coming from those schools out there too.
Yeah.
And ours, I mean, I guess our other area would be kind of Wichita, but I think St. Louis has a lot more hoopers than
Hmm.
the Wichita area.
I'm
So
glad you
I,
brought that up. I was thinking of Kansas City. I wasn't even thinking St. Louis.
yeah, I was just kind of thinking Kansas, Missouri side, and kind of what the 6A picture would look like once you
Hmm.
kind of. Because what size was your high school again?
We were 5A,
Okay,
so pretty solid side.
very cool. Well, I think we're not kind of now going to transition and kind of inspire you the creation of the Talk of the Town, Casey. Before we get into that, I know you kind of have some other stuff going on with this. You know, you said you do some stuff through the school. You work with the Chiefs and do stuff with the Big 12. Kind of touch on that stuff a little bit real fast.
Sure. It's really, I always give credit to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because there was a time where I was like, man, I'm not playing basketball. It was like a really like a self identity crisis. Like I put so much time. Like I remember me and Manuel would be out in his front yard holding up the weight ball, doing ladders, doing dribbling drills, and layup lines. Like it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into the game of basketball. And it was like, if I'm not playing basketball, like well, what am I doing with my life? And so when I transitioned to the communications field and broadcasting, it was like Lord, please guide me. I need help. I don't know what I want to do in my life. And so when UMKC door opened, it was like a flood of blessings. Like I could show you guys all of the banners I've been blessed with, all the utilities and stuff, like the Big 12. This is all Chiefs stuff. And it's just been like everything happens for a reason. I've been put in this position to fail to then become successful, and it's like we have to keep moving as human beings. We fall, but are we gonna get back up? There's no excuses, especially as a grown man in this life. It's like, yo, gotta make some shake. You gotta try your best, put your best foot forward, and continue trying to be the best person you can be every single day as we live and breathe on this God given earth.
I really like that. And while we're on the topic of kind of some of the like the Big 12 and that stuff, do you have any, memorable moments or moments so far that kind of stand out for you from those events?
For sure. So there was multiple parts of the Big 12. So when you first got there, they did like coach. There was a coach and there was like a players, and you got to ask them questions. So first person was K State. K State came Jerome Tang, PJ Haggerty, and it was a couple other guys, and it was like I wouldn't say starstruck, but it was like, oh, like this is we're in these environments, these we're in the settings that we once prayed for. And so first as soon as they get the opportunity, they're done talking about what they're here for, what their goals are this season, we get the media gets the opportunity to ask questions to coaches and the players. So I'm like, I gotta take advantage of this moment. As soon as they like media have any questions, my hand up. Yes, I do have a question, matter of fact. And it was the opportunity to talk to people we only see on TV, like people we not necessarily idolize, but people we like oh, like, yo, he's really like, oh, he's really nice. Like, he can really put the ball in the basket. And so when I got an opportunity to get a one-on-one with PJ Haggerty, like I got a whole interview with him, it was like, oh, like this is pretty dope because this is a guy who was one of the leading scorers in the nation last year, making a transition to the Big 12 with a lot of team. Well, you could arguably say the Big 12 was the best college basketball conference right now, the Big 12 or SEC, in my opinion. But it's just like it's just keep putting your head down and keep grinding and being appreciative of being in those spaces more than anything.
And kind of like Zaid had asked earlier, Titus, to transition into the creation of Talk of the Town and the to see it continue to flourish as a brand. What kind of inspired you and your partner to take on the Talk of the Town and watch it grow as it has?
So let me give a shout out to my boy Landon Hinkle, my my co-owner of Talkula Towns. He actually is a we both went to Winnetonka High School. He's a Winnetonka High School alumni that actually works back at Winnetonka. So we had a professor named Dr. Calloway. Funny thing is, when it was football season, I would broadcast the football games for Into Sports, and when during basketball season when I played, he would broadcast the basketball games for Into Sports. So Dr. Calloway was like, "Yo, Landon, you and Titus should do like a podcast thing, blah blah blah." And Landon hit me up. He was like, "Oh, like blah, blah, like we should get this going." But like podcast is cool, and we're gonna do that along the road. But today's day and age is all about content creation. You know what I'm saying? It's about who puts the best content out there, who's getting the most exposure. So we was like, sure, we can do this, but let's do it on a bigger scale. Let's start out with different seasons. Each say Stranger Things has what, 5 seasons? We're doing different seasons with different sporting events. So right now we're on Beyond the Arc. It's basketball season, so we're going to different schools with different basketball games, creating putting a highlight on different talent in the city. Like you said, we just wrapped up a middle school game, Maple Park versus it's on similar time. Maple Park versus Kaufman. Kaufman. They got some talent though. That's why we're so appreciative of doing it. Leo Brown, class of 2033, like one of the most skilled players I've ever seen. Like he's in eighth grade doing like sham guys between the legs and his step back threes from almost half. So I'm like, yo, putting this talent out there and letting other people see it is like this is what it's all about. It's not about us. It's about the cities, about the talk of the towns, what's going on in the towns. And that's what I'm most excited about is we're on season one, like of just basketball. Not only we're doing sports, but we did want to transition to fashion content, marketing content, just whatever is going around in the Kansas City, talk of the towns.
It's awesome.
Yep. Shout out
That's
Landon.
very
Shout out
cool.
Landon Hinkle.
Very cool. And kind of my next question was gonna be what kind of inspired you, but you kind of touched on that already, kind of where the inspiration came from. But what kind of excites you moving forward with it most? You feel like I
That's
think
a great
you
question,
touched.
Zay. That's a great
Yeah,
question. Just what excites me the most is how much positive feedback we have gotten so far. Like we've done 3 episodes, and it's like we have almost 800 followers already. So it's like that it moves so fast. I know with the easy combo, like once you guys got started, it was like, okay, like let's get this gear going. I know you've seen a lot of progress already just doing it with the guests you've had so far. And it was kind of similar. It was like, yo, we're getting coaches texting us like come to games. We got this star player, blah blah blah. So it was like it made us feel like we were doing the right thing because we're doing it for the city of Kansas City, and the city of Kansas City is reaching out to us to come get their guys looked at and let them feel appreciated and looked at and loved, to let them know like, yo, we understand what you guys are trying to do and what's going on. So we just want to continue supporting, and they support us and we support them. So it's really a full circle moment. I'm just appreciative to be a part of it.
Mhm. For those listening, if you haven't kind of picked it apart, Titus and I have known each other for years on years on years. I mean, this is my locker partner from back in sixth grade. I mean, we go very very far back.
Okay.
So Titus, I want to ask you this: what have you noticed most from the love that you've gotten from the Kansas City area, and what kind of excites you most when you see the response that you get from the people?
So what I've noticed is it's a lot of people when I was younger that that build into me, like teachers like in middle school. like you said, there was a coach, our basketball middle school coach, Coach Hutch. You know, they feed us into us. They built us up in our characters when we were young, to coming back where I am now and seeing that they're still supporting us. Can you repeat the second part of your question, please?
And the second part of the question was really just what do you notice from the reaction people basically what do you notice when you guys walk in the gym the same way when like you said Jerome Tang walks in the arena or some of those bigger Big 12 players you guys kind of have that same feel. What do you notice from some of the athletes like in middle school or some of the high schools when you guys enter the gym, that love and reception you get?
It really makes me eye open that most kids just want an opportunity to be successful. And talk with towns, we're gonna build enough status to where we give kids the opportunity, that we have college coaches looking at talk with towns, what's going on, and then they can have opportunity to be seen, their talent be heard, and the hard work be put that they put in day and night will reflect to what they're doing. So it's just a great opportunity. But most importantly, it's the opportunity they can present for themselves, the opportunity that they can go out and chase. As long as they come in contact to us, we'll always reach out and let them know, like, hey, this is what Talk Little Towns is about. We're here for you guys. We're here to get exposure for you guys. We're here to put our content for you guys. So it's just a good opportunity for sure around Kansas City, because we're talking about
Right.
the towns, man.
For sure. And definitely with the current state of college basketball right now, it's gonna be harder on high school kids to get opportunities right out of high school.
Yeah,
You have dudes. I think this year they're thinking about giving a fifth year to people.
it's crazy.
People are able to transfer around whenever. People are pulling from JUCOs. At this point, it's sometimes you can see from a coach's perspective, it is easier to get someone that has
Yeah,
2 3 years of experience of college basketball already instead of going to get a high school kid. So do you think this is the most I would think it is too, but do you think this is one of the most important times in high school sports to be exposing talent and getting names out? Do you think this is one of the most important times in recent times to do that?
first of all, great question. Second of all, 110%. Like you said yourself, the transfer portal is crazy. You can transfer at any time and go to a school the very next year. And like you said, coach would rather have a seasoned developed player who has college experience than go get basically a high school rookie to maybe see what he's about. You know, he may not even me as good as he turns out to be. So to answer your question, I think it's the most important time for the transfer portal to get these high school players an opportunity to showcase themselves, because the transfer portal especially with NIL now. It's like they not gonna go and pay a freshman high school kid unless he's a 5 star, when they can go out and pay a grown adult who's been in the league for a while now to go and showcase their skills. But I do think it's a good opportunity for kids to come and just put their talent to work, and we'll do the rest. We'll clip them and put our content out there so they can know that they're the real deal, and hopefully, with the right plan, it'll come across to the right people.
And Titus, we if to touch on that what you just said, if you could kind of take this moment to give a shout out to some of those players that you've seen
Oh, for
throughout
sure.
the Kansas City area to we've all been, me currently, you two as well, have been college athletes, and I'm sure, I don't know, maybe some coaches see this and they're like, man, let me check that kid out. Who would you
You'd be
advise
surprised.
coaches to, man, go check this young fella out?
I got two names: DJ Coleman and Antonio. I think these two players, because they go to under the radar schools, they're so talented. The game he went to, DJ had 32 points. You know what I'm saying?
And what
And
what schools are these players?
One in Tonka. DJ Coleman, Kai Coleman's brother. He's the first. Kai Coleman is the first point guard to take Winnetonka to state in quite a while. I want to say like 20, 15 years. His little brother is a lefty guard. DJ Coleman. He when we went to a game, he dropped 32 points, and it was all efficient buckets. Like, it's not he's taking 30 points, 30 shots to get 30 points. No, he's facilitating. He's hitting open threes. He's driving, finishing with 2 feet at the rim, playing college level basketball. The things they teach at the next level, he already has them apply. And I also say Antonio, because Antonio is an all around player. He plays with 110% heart. He reminds me of Russell Westbrook. You know, Russell Westbrook's gonna go out there and try to get a board. He gonna try to make a play. He's gonna try and play hard on defense. That's how I kind of see Antonio. He's gonna board. He's gonna kick it out. He's gonna run. I don't know how, but he's gonna run full court. He's gonna get back the ball and he's gonna make the layup. But on top of that, he's gonna pick up full court, pressuring you and making it hard for you on offense. So Antonio and DJ Coleman are my two picks. I would give opportunity to talk to a college coach. I would say those two players for sure.
Shout out to those two young fellas.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to them. No, that's really cool what you're doing, man. Because I mean, I think about to like my high school days, man. Especially like anytime I'd get a little write up or anything, man. You know that I was throwing. First thing I was doing was throw it on Twitter, man. I was excited, you know.
You feel
I
me?
see it. It's just I see it as an opportunity for myself to put my name out there. So I really commend you for what you're doing for the Kansas City area in that aspect.
For sure. I appreciate that.
100%. And right now, you know what's this journey so far that you've had. What is like the most things you kind of have been learning about yourself recently?
I can do anything as with Christ. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's
Mhm.
just with this. It's just like it's like it's like a stepping stone. You know, when there's a roadblock in the way, you just have to find a way to climb over it. And it's like this is one aspect of life. You know what I'm saying? There's so much we can do. There's so much in the world that I'm interested in with like fashion and modeling and just other broadcasting opportunities. It's just it gave me confidence in myself that I can really do anything. Like if we work hard and apply ourselves and don't make excuses, like when we're at the rock bottom, when you down, it be ups, it be downs. When you down, the only way is up. So it's just like the opportunity to go up is a blessing. So I love to. I feel like it comes from my basketball background. I think like when you down 20, you gonna give up or you gonna try to make a comeback. So it's like I'm gonna always try and make a comeback. That's the type of human being I am. I'm gonna always try to put up a fight. I'm gonna always try to put myself in a position to be successful. But more importantly, I'm gonna try and put others in a position to be successful because that's what I feel like we've been put on earth to do is to put ourselves second, but try and uplift somebody else. We never know what other people are going through, so it's kind of important to always like put others above yourselves. Is what it says to do in the Bible. So just try to live day by day and be appreciative of it all.
I really like that. Yeah, that's cool.
Titus, to close up here, I've got two more questions for you, and I'll allow Zay to slam dunk the closer. But if you could give me three dream interview candidates that you would like to sit down with for maybe a podcast or maybe just a cup of coffee, you got three candidates. Who are you taking?
That's tough. Are we talking sports or are we talking about in general?
In general, you can pull Michael Jackson out the grave, brother. Who are you taking
Wow.
for your three candidates?
Wow. Hey, that's a great question. Put me on the spot. So I'm gonna do one for each topic. I'm gonna pick one for sports, fashion, and music. Okay.
Okay.
So for my I'm gonna go music. Music, I will have Aubrey Graham. It would be my first one to have a sit down with just to talk about his versatility as an artist. But people always say he doesn't rap the same, so I will kind of talk about his journey from trying to make a come up with Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj to where he's at to where it's like everybody with K Dot and Rick Ross are trying to like attack him and just like come at his head because he's at the top. And in my opinion, he's the best artist of all time. That would be Drake for sports, man. I have to say Patrick Mahomes. From being born and raised in Kansas City, he's done so much for the city. Like he completely also elevated the city of Kansas City. He's won three championships, seven straight AFC championships. Like I truly believe we are able to host the World Cup because Patrick Mahomes was winning Super Bowls for Kansas City. So it's like I choose Patrick Mahomes because it's on a deeper level. I've seen him flip my city status upside down, and the aspect of content and modeling slash fashion, I would have to say. I don't know if you guys know. There's a artist named Wisdom. He does like different content on the media where he edit his videos to where he'll change outfits in a second, but they're not like regular outfits. Like he has on like medieval night gear. Like it's crazy. Like his wardrobe is actually insane. So those are three people I would choose. I want to choose more. I want to choose more players. Like I would love to interview like Sharif Cooper, L.A. Kadu, Kyan Evans, just guys that have been in positions to be successful for sure.
That's awesome, man. And my final question for you is, how big of a role does consistency play in your life and the spaces that you're in right now?
That's a great question. If you don't have consistency, at some point you're just gonna fail because you can't keep doing one thing one day, take it 2 days off, and then get back at it. You have to continually, every single day. You have to. It doesn't even have to be with content, but like for my example, it's my reading my word with Christ. If I want to have a positive mental, successful day, I have to start consistently every day with Christ Jesus. I have to open my Bible, just take apart what he's saying and apply it to my life. So without consistency, I think you're be put into position. You're putting yourself in position to fail because you're not. It's almost like you're not believing in yourself. Like you might as well just give up. You don't think you can do it every day? Don't do it. And that's the answer to that question. Consistency is very important because it shows that you believe in yourself that you can do something. And I'm thank God that I've been able to apply just a little bit of consistency. Obviously, we have a lot of work to do as human beings, but I take accountability now. It can always be better for me, for sure.
Sir.
No man, 100% consistent creates. Apologies. Consistency creates discipline. Discipline creates results. You know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly. I like that.
I wanna circle back for a sec right here.
Mhm.
When you said Drake was one of the best music artists of all time, I saw a little resentment from Emmanuel Bird, our co-host here.
Really?
You wanna touch on that real fast? You got something to say?
I'm
You
listening.
know,
I'm
I
all
just
ears.
think that I would say a lot of people make a lot of good music, and Drake is one of those people. Um, if you were to clip something right now, this would be it. I think Drake is a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Mm.
Really?
And I say that with full confidence. If you can present to me a song that Drake has completely mastered, or a genre in particular, more to be more specific, that Drake has completely mastered, then I may be able to be more open to the conversation. But again, Mr. Aubrey Graham is a jack of all trades and a master of none.
I'll give you three songs:
Okay.
"Middle of the Ocean," "Views," "30 for 30 Freestyle." Take a really deep dive and listen to the lyrics. Listen to what he's talking about. Then reevaluate what you just said.
All fantastic songs. Do not get me wrong. Mr. Aubrey Graham, if we were to list off every genre of music that there is, from
Hmm.
pop to reggae to R&B to soul to any of them, you could put Drake in the top five, and I don't think many people would argue.
Hmm.
I do not see him touching that number one spot in any of those categories, which then makes him a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Okay, that's a solid statement for sure. Disappointing to hear, but it's
I
a
stand
solid.
by it.
It's a solid statement for sure.
It's fine.
Zay, what
Since I
would
you
you say?
kind of
Are you a big Drake
huh?
guy? Are you a big Drake guy? Or are you more like a J. Cole fan of Kendrick?
I'm a Drake fan. Honestly, I'm more into like the '90s, 2000 era. If you ask me who my goat is, who has the most banger songs of all, I would say 50 Cent. I think he has the most
Come on.
has the best songs across
I
the
know what
board.
you
So
heard about me. Okay, yeah, I'll rock
that's
with
what
it.
I'm
That's
saying.
actually a
Come
good
on,
answer. I
This
like
is a
that.
big rich
Come
town.
on, yeah.
just go through one of his albums, bro, and see how many bangers he has on just that one album. The songs that everyone knows.
Okay, bet. I got you. I'm gonna do that. Okay, question for you then: Kanye West or 50 Cent?
That's a good question.
A good
You
question.
know, I don't know. I feel like they're totally different type of artists. I don't know. I think the '90s and 2000s to fuck. I guess Kanye was early 2000s too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of different type of artists, and they're kind of hard to compare. Um, I'm probably still taking 50 Cent. You know, that's my
Sure, for
guy.
sure.
I like his music. You know,
Yeah.
Kanye's got some bangers. All love to Kanye. You know, sometimes he's a little all over the place on aspects outside of music, but when it comes to the music, that boy knows how to knows how to do his thing. So shout out Kanye, shout out 50 Cent. They both got a lot of bangers.
100%. Totally agree.
That's
100%.
definitely a how you want it type of question, Titus. You want Shaq or you want Steph Curry? And do not get me wrong when I say Kanye West is Steph Curry, but like Zayd said, two opposite ends of the spectrum, whereas Kanye's touching a lot more ends of the
Hmm.
music field, whereas 50 Cent, he's gonna dunk on your ass. He's gonna give you a banger every time.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
That's funny, man. So Titus, wrapping up here. You kind of touched on earlier. You had some interest in music. Kind of touching on in the transitioning into the fashion sector. Do you see yourself making transition from sports and kind of growing your brand beyond the Kansas City area?
100%. 100%. I wouldn't say that's necessarily the goal because I do want to. I want to give back to the city that's invested to me, who made me who I am in Kansas City. But it's not necessarily about a city. It's about the purpose, the goal. A lot of kids going under the radar, especially with the transfer portal and how recruitment works nowadays. But we could eventually along the road, we can give a lot of kids a lot of different opportunities because, like I said, we already have coaches like, hey, come to our game. We have this kid so and so and so so and so so just drop 30, come to the game next time. And imagine if we can do that, to a kid in California, a kid in Florida, just giving a kid an opportunity to showcase themselves. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like there's a basketball destroy. And there's football destroying. Kind of like does like a 7-on-7s or things like that, 1-on-1s that they can come and make a name for themselves. So along the road, we do kind of want to later in the game, like just give kids the best opportunity to be successful, to put themselves in a successful position, to put their name out there. So yes, along the road, out of town states would be awesome.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. You're definitely, I mean, any of those big names you just named or big companies or whatever, they've all started off just how you local and just kept growing. And, man, you seem like you're about all the right things, man. You're going to have a lot of success in whatever you do. So,
Yes,
I
sir.
man,
It's
good
great.
appreciate
thing.
that, guys. I appreciate that, guys.
Do you have, to kind of close up the episode, we kind of do this with most of our guests. What's one piece of advice you'd give to anyone out there that's pursuing a goal?
One piece of advice I would say to anyone, especially a goal, is believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, why would people around you do it? People can see if you're confident, people can see if you're lacking confidence. So believe in yourself that you can do anything, you can be in any aspect, any field, anything you desire. Put Christ first and you can do all things.
It's good
Uh,
stuff, man. It's good
I'm
stuff. You got anything else, man?
Man, Titus, I always appreciate the conversations we have, and I really do appreciate you for joining the Easy Conversation. Ceiling is your floor, and shout out to Talk of the Town, man. This was great.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on and sharing your journey. Best of luck to you. And
Yeah.
we hope this was a easy convo.
Hey, it was fun. It was fun. I appreciate Emmanuel. I appreciate you, Zay, for just having me and allowing me to express myself where I come from, my journey. I do appreciate it genuinely from the bottom of my heart because it was an easy convo. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Come on.
Yes,
Everyone
sir.
listening, make sure you go check out Titus on the Talk of the Town page on Instagram. Are you on TikTok too or anything else or just
Yep,
Instagram
on
for now?
TikTok, all that. Yep.
So go look up Talk of the Town, Instagram, TikTok, any other platform he's on. Make sure you go check him out, give him a follow, share his content. And we appreciate everyone listening. If you enjoyed listening to this video, make sure you follow, share, and we'll be back next time. Titus, we appreciate you, my man.
Appreciate you guys, man. Y'all take
Appreciate
care.
you, Titus.
Safety.
Yes, sir.